a top half of the table clash between Gokulam and Kashi. It can decide the future of both these teams in the league table. Underway with proceedings, Gokulam in their new third kit, from right to left attacking. And he's the man in charge, Antonio Rueda.
He's just 42 years of age, the Spaniard. And again, he needs to step up because his side the last season was the top goal scoring side with astonishing 55 goals in 24 matches. But again, they lacked so much of defensive solidity, and that was the reason that was a problem. Edmund Walrendica.
Quite a few changes in that Kashi backline. Sarthak Kolui misses out, and no Karthik Panikkar as well. And Payong, as we mentioned, gets his first start. He will drop down to make it a back five at times, but he has got all the good qualities in attack.
And again, bringing back Vipi Suher, some little quality added. Atul, the one coming in from East Bengal. So is Vipi Suher this season. But Martin Chavez can, of course, allow some quality. This man is 67 years old. Most amount of success on the Indian soil. Has almost had a hand on every possible silverware.
He'll hope the I-League next. But at the moment, it is Churchill Brothers at the peak.
And he knows that Namdhari is coming back very strong. They look the black horse. And you can't never write off this side with a gold shirt. Gokulam Kerala, twice champion, won it back-to-back. And again, Srinidhi Tekken, Shillong Lajong looking so strong. So many contenders. It's still very open.
Martin Chavez being caught. That is interesting because Martin Chavez is playing on the flanks and Vipi Suher is more central.
But he would prefer to operate from the channel, especially on the left. Why is Antonio Rueda so unhappy? Having a word with the referee, K. Ramadasan. Here's a quick counter. He's opened up. Left footer! That is a goal number one for Kashi. Brilliant, that Bryce Miranda. He was in red-hot form the last season, and just look at the acceleration. Just entirely stranded the whole of the Gokulam Kerala defense. Scoreline has changed within 3 minutes. Gokulam Kerala 0. Kashi 1. Bryce Miranda, the scorer.
And this is why he has been brought in. The spark of pace, the sudden acceleration, slight sloppiness in the defense line, and Kashi will capitalize. Gokulam concede yet another goal at home. This is the 5th goal they've conceded in 5th home match, scoring just 1. So the worries and woes continue at the back. Kashi away from home, a much needed lead. And also remember, Kashi have not beaten Gokulam Kerala yet in the I-League.
Now they come back, Gokulam Kerala very strongly. Have to show some amount of reaction. The last season you mentioned quite correctly. In the 2 meetings, one was a draw, a 2-all. And the other one at the Kalani Stadium. Gokulam Kerala won that away match by 4-2. Again, the top goal scorer, Alex Sanchez scored. Abhijit scored. He was on the park. And there was a brace from Nikola Stanovic, who wears the other jersey. He plays against his former side, Nikola Stanovic. And Vikas Singh and Mario Bako scored for Kashi.
And one of those assists came from Babovic, who is also on the other side. So both Babovic and Nikola against their former sides here.
This time cleared away. Atul. They're looking a little rusty. That defeat against Namdhari somehow has created a dent in their confidence. They have to pick themselves up. Gokulam Kerala, they're the former champions.
was talking about Papovic. Here he is on the ball, facing his former side. He has mentioned that it'll be nice to face Gokulam again. He'll have his respect, but on the pitch, he will give his best foot forward for the team, and he only remembers good things at Kerala.
Now, what happens if he scores a goal? What happens if Nikola Stanovic scores a goal? Will there be muted celebration? Well, we have to watch. Martin Chavez. Very quick interchange. Sebastian Zo. Abhijit, he was a goal scorer.
Yeah, birthday boy as well. Gets a start, Abhijit.
Breaking into the movement. Left-footed. Just away. Nacho Abelardo. He's got the quality. And he has scored goals. So wish Abhijit a happy birthday from all the team. All present here from the production.
Wasn't too bad an attempt from Abelardo. He has a golden left foot. Difficult to trouble Arvindam though.
Playing to Kashi wouldn't mind. They have 6 different goal scorers. And Bryce Miranda joins the party as a 7th. The bench is also ready. Johnny Kauko back after that niggle. There's Tommy Berlanga, the hat-trick man.
Sweetly done by Papovic. Beong with the delivery. Slightly away from Edmund.
Gokulam Kerala this season so far has just managed to score 11 goals, beg your pardon, and conceded 7. A side which has been top scoring last season, that somehow changed their total dynamics. They have to find out how they can open up, how they have to find a way to scale goals.
And to add on to the headache, they've scored 5 of those 11 goals in one match, which leaves them with 6 goals in 8 games.
That was the match you mentioned, was against Delhi. An away match as well. Played at Mahilpur, very good clearance.
Impressive, isn't he? Sumit Pasi suddenly. Maybe something from that captain's armband and from the head coach.
Again, moving in, Vipi Suher. He moves very strongly. He's got physical presence. Naran Das in the heart of the defense. So is his former teammate from East Bengal, Atul Unnekrishnan. Chavez has to hold on, blocked well. Nacho Abelardo going far too wide. Pulls it back, lovely conversion again. And brilliantly headed into the goal. And that was excellent from this man from Montenegro. He is named Sinisa Stanisavic. What a great movement through the left. It all opened up. And that setup was great. So back again.
Gokulam Kerala FC.
Never been a clean sheet between these two teams. Such a nice movement and cross from Ignacio Abelardo. That's the quality he has on a platter. All he needed to do is hit the target, and he did well to take it away from the keeper. And a bounce in front is, well, very difficult for Arvindam to do anything.
But how did the Interkashi defenders allow that free header to Senese? Man watching, absolutely. Sumit Pasi just beside, failed to anticipate that, and that shouldn't make Antonio Lopez Havas too happy. Scoreline. The parity restored. Gokulam Kerala 1, Interkashi 1.
Well, Beong was primarily the first choice right back last season. But here we saw some reason why Antonio Lopez Apaz didn't deploy him in defense too much. It was a sliding challenge from him. We just let Abeledo run through quite easily. And sometimes you do not want to commit in these situations.
Young allowed that movement of Nacho Abelado. Went a little wide. Too acute, but pulled back. That was a lovely floater. And delivered at the right pace, the right trajectory. And what a great contact. A free header from Stanislavic.
Edmund. Oh, that was a great looking pass, but Bryce was blocked off. Nothing given, is it? It looked like a hand as well from Atul. Play on, says the ref, and they have to continue.
Stanislavic scored his second goal this season. He scored in that 5-0 victory against Delhi. And he's got the equalizer against Kashi. Brilliant once again. Here's Stanislavic setting up Martin Chavez. He just doesn't get that perfect power on that little deflection. But coming back strongly, the Malabarians.
Is it the absence of Sarthak Galui on the right-hand side of the defense?
Sandeep Mandi played well last match, particularly. He was looking very strong. Again, great ball, Bryce Miranda. Will he pull back? He does. Babovic, not the best of first touch. He could have trapped it well, and that would once again have opened up.
Could have even let it run. Edmund was just behind. The trapping was not proper from Babovic, or maybe just a flick towards the number 10. Nice idea from Kashi. They're trying to use the pace of Bryce down the flanks.
But it's still everything through the left channel. The right not working well at the moment. Beong more a defense-oriented player. And Julen Perez not really taking part into the game. Has also to link up well.
Has been very much off his natural game, Julen Perez, having to replace Johnny Kauko, who has returned, but he's on the bench. Slight niggle picked up.
But again, one would worry how Sumit Pasi allowed that fella. Edmund. He's just looking for that shooting angle. Right footer. Took a little deflection again. Never got that angle open. But Abbas appreciates.
And that is his zone. A little nutmeg through and then tried to cut to the right. Looking for the top corner always, but well defended by Abhijit. Earns a corner for his team. But the runs from Bryce Miranda through the defense, Gokulam have to be careful about.
In the previous match, we saw Aritra Das making very good run to the right channel. He hasn't been working to the left. This evening has to. So is Sandeep Mandi. He can also go frontal.
Floater to the far side. Sumit Pasi waits. He is complaining that Salam Ranjan had him marked. Both of them had a stint at East Bengal, though at different time zones.
That was a little too heavy touch. He's looking for Sumit Pasi. Though Pasi had scored a goal. And here comes Martin Chavez. Lovely bit of acceleration, cuts through. Takes a right footer, but swung the other way round. Was looking for an in-curler, but that swung far wide.
Look at how easily he goes through the two defenders, Julen Perez and Beong. Was looking for a curler, curled the wrong way, but he's so menacing. Menacing Chavez?
Doesn't it look like a knife going through butter? Isn't it?
Smooth operator. A very quick, fast first quarter. 1-1.
A minimum of 4 goals have been scored in this particular fixture. Last season, we have seen 2 already.
One constant is that Kashi scored 2 in both the matches.
But again, a side coached by Antonio Lopez Havas has taken in 12 goals already. They're playing their nth match. He wouldn't enjoy that situation. He's the one who always has a very watertight defense, this man, Antonio Lopez Havas. But has been a constant switch in the back four. And here again, Vipi Suhair comes strong.
Oh, that is a very sweet pass just away from Abiledo. Still a chance. Abiledo was probably not expecting that. Very finely played. Another cross in. Vipi Suhair.
That was going goal-bound, and how could Vipi Suhair, with that touch, put it towards the heaven?
More of a clearance. Oh, not at all the connection. He was looking to just poke it in. And another teasing delivery from Abiledo. He is not happy with the quality of defending so far. But the initial pass from Suhail looked more dangerous than what happened after that.
Well. The defense opening up into Kashi. This is not the way Havas likes it, loves it. He always wanted absolutely certain pack in the defense, no lacuna left. And you have players like Martin Chavez, you have players like Nacho Abelardo who can work even in the small spaces, the cul-de-sacs.
Narayan to deliver. There was a man taken out of the equation. Edmund. Martin Chavez doing the defending as well. Good to see.
And again, Edmund Lolrindika was at Sandeep Mandi. And he twisted his wrist. That's what he shows to the referee.
Not the best of starts for him. He was playing well as a left back last time around. As a right back, he's looking slightly vulnerable at the moment. All those attacks coming from that side of the defense. Abbas is already planning, I'm sure, in his mind.
Some problem here. Protective strapping being applied. That is one region, the wrist joint. Often you can have small little hairline fractures as well with that impact. Some words to Sumit Passi.
Been very vocal as usual. Antonio Lopez Abbas, he said he has confidence in his entire squad, not just the starting 11, and he's expecting a competitive game. Price has stolen it. Does he have options? Had a few, couldn't find any.
Delayed a lot. Good snatch away. Abhijit comes strong through the middle. Good challenge. Bryce Miranda again, his runs are so powerful.
Fiong. Nicola is habituated to operate from here in this very ground. They're all looking for that Bryce runs time and again, but sometimes it can be predictable.
Now the third match in progress. 6 goals have been taken in by the Inter-Kashi defenders, which again is absolutely against the roadmap. Edmund beats that challenge. He's opening up again. And twice Miranda tried to turn, position himself. Didn't get that shooting angle open. Blocked so very well.
It's such great work on the right through the legs of the defender, creating that space, staying in balance. And this was a foul awarded, a free kick awarded in favor of Gokulam.
Senisa. 1v2 challenge. Couldn't beat that. Lamas. Take some support on the channel. Trying to work through. That touch a little too heavy. Movements from the right. Nitin Krishna had moved in.
Quick exchanges. Chavez tried to catch the keeper off guard, but it is an experienced man in charge.
Yeah, very good first touch. Got it. That little 1-2. Had that shooting angle open. Edmund, good work. Julian Perez. Pyong has options. Turn again. Edmund, lovely backhill. Perez is working little areas there on the right. Pyong. Can he beat that challenge? Not really. Good body block.
And look who it is, Martin Chavez, dropping down to defend. That is excellent work rate taken by the number 10. And he needed to pass it back to Edmund out there.
He had fallen back. Brilliant. It's coming from Churchill Brothers. There's 26-year-old Uruguayan. He's played in different clubs as well. Very conversant with the Indian conditions. And this is truly hot and humid out here at Kozhikode, the God's own country.
Rubbed off. Julian Perez needs to be careful. Almost opened up for Gokulam. Edmund. Slightly heavy. Oh, the throw-in given in favor of Gokulam. They're all surprised. Edmund didn't even look back because everyone thought it is an Inter-Kashi throw-in. We'll have a close look. Was there a touch from Edmund? Tough to say, but the referee was right there. He might have just clipped his ankle on the way.
It's at the moment 29 degrees Celsius. It's very humid as well, 70%. The players have to sweat it out. Narayan. Aritra. Stanovic. Looking for opening there. But that is pretty much heavy.
Very heavy from Aritra. Right run, right idea. And that's where comes into play the thinking of a player, how fast you think and are able to execute things. He just saw the finger pointing from Bryce and just rushed the decision. Didn't have that plan ready in his mind.
We passed the midway in the first half. Just 2 goals so far. On us even. Mandi in support. Perez. Stanovic at work. Great forward run. Matija Babovic. has options, but trying to go long and further.
Pyong now.
Well, the passing at times is bizarre.
Edmund looking for the exchange. Suhair, he knows what he was doing there.
He blocked Edmund and, in a way, back into the starting 11. VP Suhair.
Just blocking him off.
Showed a bit of love to his former India mate. Edmund has also played in Kolkata. So is VP Suhair, was with the red and gold. Julian Perez to deliver. Trajectory perfect, chance for a header. And that is Matija Babovic, guess his name on the score sheet. He scored for Dempo. Now he scores for the Kashi. The lead goal coming once again. But Kashi knows that they have to hold on to that lead. Brilliant conversion, lovely teamwork. Look at that.
Excellent combination play. Babovic getting in the zone. VP Suhair was to mark him, or was it Salam Ranjan? Well, it was Stanisevic. Some question marks on whom they needed to mark, but he scores against his former side, and as you rightly said, he doesn't
Goal
celebrate.
for Kashi.
Sweet enough. And Kashi back on the lead. They continue the trend, scoring 2 against Gokulam. But can they hold on, or can they score more? Can they get their first ever win against Gokulam is now the question.
He scores for the first time with the Kashi jersey. He scored twice for the Tempos this season, scoring for 2 different clubs. And it's all happening in the I-League this edition. And Kashi leading by odd goals to 3. And Gokulam may show some very strong reactions. Got such quality at both ends of the park.
Kashi have now scored in 80% of their matches this season, 8 out of the 10 matches. So it was always expected that they will score.
And Srini, again, the Gokulam Kerala, for the 3rd time this season, have taken in a couple of goals. They took in 2 against Trinity Deccan. Chavez, great challenge. Sunday, Monday. Good forward ball, space here. Bryce Miranda swiped the flank, working from the other channel.
So much pace from Bryce.
Truly quick fit.
Oh, heavy touch from Julian Perez. He is certainly off his natural game. Abeledo finds VP Suhair. Falls to Stanisevic. Another exciting match day in the I-League. 2-all before the half-hour mark. Gokulam have fought back, and they are no stranger to getting goals against Kashi.
This says all. The reaction from Lopez Havas in the clear. Look at the positioning. VP Suhair, such an important assist that. And that puts Sinisa Stanisevic on a hat-trick. This man from Montenegro. No chance whatsoever. Arindam Bhattacharya, slightly late in reacting, dived to the right direction. But that was a lovely, lovely grounder. So it's all level. And this is how things happened the last season at this particular venue It was 2-all for both the sides. And at the half an hour mark, we already seen 4 goals. It's turning out to be a thriller, a high-scoring match. You can be rest assured. Stay tuned.
But at least they are getting the goals now, Gokulam. And they had just scored 1 at the EMS this season in 4 matches. Now they have 2 in this very game. A delightful pass from Abhijit. Across from the right.
Aricha got a very good touch. This is Abhijit once again. Left footer. A great save this time from Arindam Bhattacharya. Had to dive to the left. And this man is certainly very unhappy. For the simple reason that the Malabarian wave is absolutely... It's like the unending waves of the Arabian Sea.
Such an important save, diving to his right. Arvindam still got the prowess. Made a few important saves in the season. Another chance for Gokulam. It was the same man at the end of it, Sinisa Stanisevic.
He has been exciting this evening, and this was a delivery from Sergio Lamas. He climbed clear of Sumit Passi, but couldn't get that right turn of the head. Kashi leading twice, conceding the lead twice.
The yellow card comes out. It is for Pyong. He has went into some rash challenges. Missed a lot of game time.
Should be careful. This boy from Arunachal Pradesh is still very young. 21 years of age. Was with the Kashi last season. Not a very heavy contact though. Martin Chavez, one felt, took to the deck far too easy. Here's again high press from Gokulam Kerala. Lovely bit of work, Nacho Belado. They're linking up well. Sergio Lamas, Suhair, not to the right area, Abhijit. And finally, taking the ball out of harm's way.
This defense line is certainly missing David Humanis.
Antonio Lopez Havas has to make some changes in the midfield. So much of empty space to work with. Julian Perez, certainly subpar performance. Very underwhelming.
Strange. And even the right-hand side of the defense, Byong and Sandeep Mandi just ball watching. Sebastian floats it in. VP Suhair. There was a push on Narayan Das. But anyway, it was straight to Arindam.
A weak header at the end. Body just out of shape. Look at that. What was a great lift from Sebastian Zo. Delivered perfectly, but body just out of shape. Suhair, no power generated on that header. And remember, that was a free header again.
Sergio Lamas to Suhair. They're finding so much space. Something needs to change in this Kashi backline. Oh, strong run. Sumit Passi clears.
Again into the area. Martin Chavez, perfect delivery. Takes it away from the marker. There was a little contact and he went to the deck too easily. Referee not interested. What are the options in the defense for Antonio Lopez Havas? Well, Anil Chauhan was playing extremely well. He's on the bench.
Well, VP Suhair gets a warning. Twice now he has pushed his marker down. Do not use your hands is what the official says. We'll have a closer look. Oh, that was an elbow to the face of Arithro.
Should be careful. Emotions are high again. Some work outside the pitch. On the drawing board. Trying to plug all those loopholes. Plenty. The initial steam of Bryce Miranda somewhat dried up.
Oh, wonderful from Abelardo. Narayan Das has now made a few interceptions, though the pass was not great. Abelardo has a chance. Edmund just clips him from behind, and a glorious opportunity for them.
No cards, thankfully. But that is given away in a very, very important zone. Nacho Abelardo, his perfect left foot. Little clipping from Edmund Lalrindica. Caught him there. Wasn't intentional.
Went down a bit easy, but because he was just cutting in, the angle just stopping him.
Chance to work with that set piece. Will that be converted? K. Ramadasan talking to the into Kashi player Arithro. So 5-man wall with Narayan trying to block off Abhijit. Now who gets the better? Chavez. Nacho Abelardo could be a better angle. And that's what he does. But absolutely off target. It was always climbing. And Arindam had it covered.
Always prefers his left foot, backs himself, got an assist, went over the wall, but not enough curl and dip on it. Has got so much quality, Abelardo.
Already scored a couple of goals, this Abelardo, this season. Whistles too many. Been a lot of stoppages. The first quarter was absolutely free-flowing game. Now with the time progressing, things would get a little physical. Narayan looking for Bryce Miranda. Arithra into the hole. Good challenge again, Nacho Abelardo. To the wrong man, the wrong shirt.
That'll be a yellow, clearly. Julian Perez, he's just not being able to run through. He's been slow, he's been a bit sloppy, somewhat underconfident, because he has been promising the last season.
Again, Julian Perez absolutely not matching with the pace of the game. Needs some more playing the game time here. He goes into the referee's book. Would be surprised if he is substituted.
They're missing a lot of players. Mario Parco, Tommy Perlanca, who is on the bench. Johnny Kauko is on the bench. David Humanes is missing action. They've let go Jordan Lamela.
Tommy Verlang after that initial hat-trick. Somewhat the form was dipping. David Jimenez, always a spine in the defense. Got somewhat a niggle. So was Johnny Kauko. Here comes Aritra. Chance for a header. Defended well. Zo. He's very unsettled, and why not? His defense at times looking pack of cards.
They've only lost once away from home this season. This is their 6th away match in Kashi.
Great work, Chavez. Sandeep couldn't intervene. They're working well. Chavez, good setup. Again, that was going in. Free header once again. Sinisa Stanislavic. And just whisked away by centimeters.
Well, he is saying it took a touch of the defender, but such a delightful cross in. Could have creeped into the bottom corner. Nothing Arindam could have done. Such a menace creator.
Quality. Excellent he is. This man from Montenegro. Now into Kashi. The other day they were wearing a brilliant jersey marking the Mahakumbh. Johnny Kauko must be wondering what's wrong with the midfield, with the defense. They have to step up. And today is the Uttar Pradesh Divas as well. May need some divine intervention into Kashi.
Abhijit has a great knuckleball on him. Great switch to Martin Chavez.
Great fight back by the Gokulam Kerala boys. Long ranger! First timer! He's taking the entire Interkashi defense by surprise. Brilliant stuff. And what great reaction from the Balabarians.
That could have been another yellow had he gone down. Curled away at the last moment. He's looking more dangerous than he was in the previous matches. Sinisa Stanislavic.
So the initial flourish of Interkashi drying up. Just look at the numbers. 10 shots by Gokulam Kerala. 5 on target. 50% conversion. And Interkashi on the flip side. Just 2 shots, but again, both on target.
Whipped in. Sergio Lamas shot blocked by Sandeep. This is the exact role which Habas wants Julian Perez to play. The one which Lamas is playing.
Movement in the right channel again. Suhair looks up. And good support, but Arindam. Very safe pair of hands this time.
Just grinds in across. No one marking that run. Julian Perez is not aware at all of what's happening behind him. Needs to be more communication from his teammates too.
Ablado, great setup again. Chavez. Looking for that angle, blocked well. Stanovic in support. Edmund in the clear. The two on the side. In the support, Bavovic. Looking clumsy, finally Bavovic. In support, that was going in. That is what exactly Anthony Lopez Habas is indicating. Bavovic should have gone first timer. Waited on that. And the chance wasted.
A nice movement, nice passing. Not quick enough from Atul Krishnan. Should have let that pass go as well a little early. Important save from Shivan Raj. Better angle to understand what exactly happened there.
Additional time, 2 minutes.
Tips it away.
Little variation there. Again, straight on to Shivan. Into Kashi, have to fight back. A couple of minutes, injury time added.
Look at Abhijit asking for it. Should have continued his run there, maybe. Abiledo. Sumit Pasi beaten. Abiledo with the outside of the boot attempt. Very ambitious, but Arindam somehow stops it going in.
Not a very convincing defending again. He was through it. Look at that. Nacho Abelardo. Lovely first touch. The defender was committed too early. And that was absolutely through the defense. Sumit Pasi, and here finally Arindam making that clearance. Very lucky. Narrow escape.
What a great touch from Abiledo.
Excellent quality, the Spaniard. It's coming from CF Talavera de la Arena. A great induction for this Malabarians.
10 seconds.
Pyong is now gradually getting settled in the game. Falls to Abiledo. That left foot is dangerous. Ignacio Abiledo, he has taken responsibility to ignite the stage here at the EMS. 3-2, they have the lead before halftime.
He gets his third goal, and it was coming. Always the Intercussion defense looking so very vulnerable. Look at that. Martin Chavez through it. Left foot, took a touch away. Little to his comfort. And through the far post, measured.
Gokulam, Kerala.
Beat Arindam by centimeters. Kept within the framework. Scoreline changes thick and fast. And for the first time in the match, the Malabarians leading. Interkashi 2. Gokulam Kerala 3. Nacho Abelardo got his third goal this season. And at the moment, still some more to play for. A few seconds maybe. And Ramadasan blows for what has been an entertaining first half's play. He's been a fairy tale story for him, this boy, Fixer Hill. It's underway.
Substitution for Interkashi.
Interkashi would expect change of fortunes as well. Today, the home side, the Malabarians, in the third kit, the yellow and black. And that's a confirmation. Aritro Das making room for Anil Chauhan, who's played central in the defense. And Hulen Perez makes room for Sheikh Sahil off the bench.
Some complaints from Antonio Rueda. The referee says, I'm the one here. I can make my decisions. Interkashi in this half in blue. They will be attacking from right to left of your screen just for an introduction. And as you mentioned in yellow, it is Gokulam Kerala from left to right.
Interkashi would be looking for their first ever victory against the Malabarians. Haven't beaten Gokulam Kerala. They are back-to-back champions for the first time. This was a move, again blocked. Should be very careful. Beyond. He's on a card.
It was Edmund this time, a body challenge. He's complaining it is shoulder to shoulder.
I just mentioned Byung because of the reaction that he showed. And at times, referees are very severe.
We have seen a lot of sending offs this season. It seems like Fassi has moved up a bit, and as we thought, Sandeep Mandi has come to the left. A change in formation, we'll soon have a talk about it.
Ramandasan has shown 6 straight red cards in the 31 I-League matches he has officiated so far, but none this season. He's officiating for the 3rd time. Long ball meant for none. Some of the team is looking out of rhythm suddenly with those strong reaction goals from Gokulam Kerala.
Looks like Kashi have moved to a back 4. Beong and Sandeep Manti out wide. Narayan along with Anil Chauhan, the centre backs. Pasi has moved to the midfield, so it is a midfield 3 of Nicola, Pasi and Sheikh Shahil. Bryce on the left, Edmund on the right. There is further up on your screen, Babovic, the lone striker.
There have been a couple of goals from Sinisa Stanisavic. If you're wondering, this man from Montenegro has played a lot of football in Kyrgyzstan, has been the top goal scorer in the league, has won the Kyrgyzstan Cup as well, and he is turning out to be a brilliant signing for the Malabarians, coming from Muras United.
Oh, that is a soft free kick, is what Kashi feel. But it is a free kick, and that is what the decision is.
I think the challenge certainly going into the books. Should be careful. Some frustration being shown, Anil Chauhan. But he has been very good so far, Anil Chauhan, this season. Set piece again. The most happening zone for Gokulam Kerala. 4-man wall. It's ready. Sergio Lamas goes straight. Exquisite, brilliant it is. And Sergio Lamas' name, the skipper of Gokulam Kerala. And what a great strike. I mentioned exactly the happening zone that is. And Sergio Lamas getting the name on his score sheet for the first time this season. And the scoreline changes. Gokulam Kerala 4, Kashi 2.
Lightning quick and chilling precision. Absolute belter of a strike. Look at it curling over the wall, tipping in time. Arindam had no answer to it, and the captain delivers once again a 4-2, a scoreline which they have created in past against this Kashi side.
Sergio Lamas, his 4th goal contribution. He had 3 assists before. And this is a scoreline which Kashi supporters would have never imagined.
And Antonio Lopez Abbas side conceding 4. Not sure when's that we've seen the last time. And there's still a lot of the game to be played.
Again, clumsy at the defense. Finally, that's cleared away. They're taking it too deep. Very low block. And Sheikh Shahil had to clear. And this was the exact margin that... and the biggest margin as well, with Gokulam Kerala beat Kashi 4-2. The last meeting, 9th February 2024 at the Kalyani Stadium.
Suhair has gone down, and that was the 9th of February 2024, almost a year ago exactly. But there's a lot more left in this game. Do we see more drama like we have seen?
Of course, with two of the best sides this season. You can expect more. You can expect more goals. Certainly, we haven't seen the last one being scored this evening. And there was a little clumsy challenge. Suhair would be nursed. You know what? The absence of Johnny Kauko is, of course, causing a lot of problem for Interkashi. He was the one who was always covering the midfield zone.
What can Sheikh Sahil do though? So many giveaways. Martin Chavez towards Abelardo. Too acute the angle.
They're working almost from an impossible angle, but they are looking very, very positive. Look at the Interkashi attacking third. No quick transition. They have to throw more bodies forward. The shoulders shouldn't droop.
Headache for Antonio Lopez Abbas. Tommy Belanga is on the bench. Vikash is on the bench, who scored in this fixture in past, in that 4-2.
Interkashi have scored 2 goals before this evening on the road. Need to better their record. Back again into the attack. Stanislavic is so fluid now. Chavez works his way through. The drilling pass, and what was that exquisite finish? Sergio Lamas, absolutely top class.
Will it turn out to be another high-scoring encounter? Already 6 in this. 35 minutes left after this of regulation time.
Well, we had seen a 10-goal thriller as well. And been quite a high-scoring season so far.
The foreground shows Habas, but look at the background. Kauko and Berlanga, tensed faces. Hasn't been in these situations before. And this is a test. They are at second position in the league table.
Somewhat, there's been a reverse spike in the Tommy Berlanga's form. After that hat-trick, somewhat, he's gone down. Or possibly, the video analyst of all the opposition teams have worked the way out to bottle up.
I was just about to get to that point, because has Namdhari exposed the defensive lines of both these sides? 2-0 is the scoreline. Both Interkashi and Gokulam found against Namdhari. And I'm sure the other teams watched it.
Again, working his way through Babovic. Working against 1v2 challenge. Is getting in the forest. And losing path, and looks such clumsy work from Arindam. They're taking in so much of pressure.
Unnecessary. Forced to play it out. Not getting that amount of support from his defense. Suhair, very strong, done well. Nadine. And Chavez wanted it, did not get it. And Nicola has seen an Edmund run forward. Does he have the pace to beat Sebastian?
Edmund holds up in support, moving from the right. Byung. And that cross, far too easy for Shibinraj. Anthony Lopez Hawas beaten once on the road, and that one was the one you mentioned against Namdari.
Too deep, that cross.
And the Namdari defeated Gokulam Kerala in this particular ground. So that was a home match for Gokulam Kerala.
Bryce holds on well.
Malabarians looking a far better side. Gained in confidence. We'll have a look at that. Bryce Miranda trying to hold up. That rhythm somewhat missing from the Kashi Warriors. Babovic. Nicola spraying that pass. Movement from the right again. That was a good pullback, but defended well. Gokulam Kerala.
Nice release from Edmund, but Byung wanted it a little more wide. Lamar steps in. Just at the hour mark, into Kashi have a chance.
Not the best of flat kicks, not delivered in the right elevation and trajectory. Good turn, Bryce Miranda. Lovely challenge, Nadine Krishna. They are very, very confident. Haven't won at home. Could be the first one this evening.
Narayan. Babovic waits. Too easy. With only one striker in the box, those kind of crosses will only too good to the opponents.
Six goals already with just an hour played here and 2 more quarters to go. Of course, you can expect some more being scored this evening.
Sandeep again plays it back. Babovic falling a bit lonely at the moment.
Well, is it time now for Tommy Berlanger to arrive? One doesn't know. Anthony Lopez Hawas must be having things at the back of his mind. He's done so much of planning. Babovic.
Bryce didn't make the run earlier. Edmund. Byung looks up. Wasted attempt. He's probably thinking of Asif next. Very sure about that.
Whether Johnny Kalko comes off the bench is the question. Possibly doesn't look so, haven't warmed up.
My suspects are Asif first and Vidyasagar later. Doesn't look like he'll bring on Kauko or Berlanga. Or maybe unless he feels like I desperately need to.
Now Ryan, the heart of the defense. Good transfield pass, Nacho onto Chavez. Look, so easy on the ball. The Malabarians. This one headed out. Chawan. So this third kit proving to be very, very lucky for the Malabarians.
Yes, as of now, another free kick. All those decisions in the final third falling in their favour.
And that is because they are coming with such offensive overload. So much of pressure. This time was Suhair on Anil Chavan. Referee has a little word. Again, Antonio Lopez. Havas wouldn't want more niggles to his players. He's already suffered a lot. Mario Paco coming back from the injury. Johnny Kauko had a bit of niggle. David Jimenez not in vision.
Pretty far out this time. Certainly a plan. Lamas chips it in. Away from all those approaching yellow shirts. But there was a tussle in the box.
Two players down on the deck. Little variation there from Lamas. Little collision of Anil Chauhan there.
Just landing on his right foot. And he has pulled up a muscle.
It's very hot on him and out here. So the niggles ought to happen. And this man is absolutely restless for the simple reason has taken in 4 goals so far into Kashi. And this is for the first time this season they've taken in 4 goals. They've taken in 3 goals twice before. One against Churchill Brothers, that was in December 2024. And in the last match, Aizawl FC scored 3.
And look who is getting ready. Or is he not? We'll have to wait. He's back to his chair. But again, an Antonio Lopez Abbas side conceding 7 goals in the last 155 minutes. That is very, very surprising and rare.
It's unimaginable. And Nacho Abelardo, the wizard, showing his magic, sets up Chavez. Back again, Abelardo sets it up to the wrong area. Finds a blue shirt at the end of that pass.
So easy for these two.
The link-up play is magnificent.
Worked on the coordination. Abelardo this time chips it in. Rhythm collects. Price needed to be quick. He stopped his run. Wonder why.
And here arrives Sinisa Stanislavic. Blocked well by Nikola Stonovic. Today looking absolutely outclassed. This Interkashi. And could be the second time this season they looked absolutely fish out of water in the match against Churchill Brothers. That was a home match.
So much space for such quality players, and you are bound to suffer. Chavez.
Abhijit brings in Nitin. So they are conquering the left, right and centre. And look at that, Sergio Lamas. What a goal he scored. Our player is down on the deck. into Kashi.
That'll be a blow. And looks like Anil Chauhan cannot continue. He had a heavy strapping on his right hamstring. That is why probably he did not start the game. And they're getting a change ready. Ashray Bhardwaj is the only defensive option. Not sure who is coming on. We'll find out. But that might be a blow if he cannot continue.
Could be change of tacticals as well. He's got the strapping and pulled up again. Big blow. This is the last thing that Antonio Lopez Habas had expected.
Might be his ankle as well. That is where he was clutching. The landing at that point of time probably twisted it.
Might have twisted. The players take a bit of a breather. It's so hot out here. And the bench here into Kashi looking for defensive options. Could be changing tactical, changing shape as well. That is the instruction going out to take Sahel.
Still thinking of what they can do into Kashi.
Just about more than 20 minutes of regulation time left. And here's Nacho Belado. He has been superb this evening. Stanovic wins it back. Babovic. No leeway. Into Kashi, restricted in the own zone. Hardly made a move into the opposition half.
Where does he go? Nowhere to go. Forced to get back. Sumit Pasi is back in the defense line.
Such is the high press of the Gokulam Kerala side. And Kashi trying to apply low block. And the defense not sure about themselves. The positioning not too good.
It doesn't look like Shani Kauko is going to come on because we can see Vikash on the touchline. Along with Karthik Panikar. There they are.
So double change waiting for Antonio Lopez Habas. Vikash Singh got the speed. So is Kanika. Panikar has been great. Suspended for one game.
Abelardo to Martin Chavez. Sahil is clearly making a little bit of impact compared to what Roland Perez was doing. But that's not been enough. They need to attack as well. This is what Gokulam do well. We have seen them in every game. Control the match. Play a lot of passes. But just the goals were missing.
Again, here they come. Attacks after attacks, and this is a header. Directed not properly. Keeps it alive. Waiting there, Panikar and Vikash. Confirmation, Anil Chauhan already out. Vikash Singh replaces and comes in Karthik Panikar in place of Bryce Miranda.
Substitution for Inter Kashi.
Falls to Martin Chavez. He can score from there. Looks for Stanisevic. Acrobatic. But just wide. Failed to push from behind.
Again, Abelardo measured passing. That was a great ball in. The first touch was little away, created the space for that Ansonin volley. But what was Narayan Das trying? His hands were so close to that. Dangerous.
Could have been a penalty, exactly. He was trying to stop the ball. He'll be thankful.
Sandeep Mandi has come to the left wing-back's position. That's how he excelled in the last game. Here comes Gokulam Kerala again. Lovely touch into the area. Sunny Savage! Is it the game, set and the match? The hat-trick here for this man from Montenegro. He's been a top goal scorer in the Kyrgyzstan League. And he is turning out to be brilliant here
Goal for
this
Gokulam
evening.
Kerala FC.
5-2 in favour of Gokulam Kerala. And Stanisevic, his fourth goal here.
The combination has been magical. Look at that exchange. The defense has no clue what's happening. Arindam expecting him to control or go with his foot. Clever presence of mind from Stanisevic to just head it over the keeper. Excellent. And what a way to get a hat-trick. And what a side against that he does it. It is an Antonio Lopez Abbas coached Inter Kashi.
Exquisite that. We mentioned we haven't seen the last goal this evening. Wait for some more coming. And what a great way that took that touch, 1-2. It opened up the Inter Kashi defense. It's absolutely looking a pack of cards. With the quick interplay, with the quick interpassing, it's all opening up. Some reaction. Biong moves far too wide there. Challenge from Chavez.
This is getting disastrous, and tell you what, Gokulam might look for more. The birthday boy playing it through.
In the first 9 matches, they just scored 11 goals. And look at this, the match number 56. He only scored 5 goals. And turning out to be the top goal-scoring side. They had been the one last season. Babovic again losing out. Edmund Alrendika. Vipi Suhair comes charging.
Narayan has seen a run from the right, asking too much of Biong, but he still gets to it.
Quick interplay. Stanovic can score goals from that position. But all these shooting and passing angles blocked well. The Malabarians truly A-class performance this evening. Top class. Great finish. Lovely goals. We've seen a world-class finish from Sergio Lamas. That free kick.
Look at all those exchanges. Sergio Lamas, Stanisevic, Martin Chavez and Abelero. Beautiful combination. The understanding is almost like second nature. Eyes closed and they can find one another.
They had an all-Indian back four. The card is out here. Ramadasan showed 10 cards in the previous 2 matches he officiated. And the card was out for this reason.
Sergio Lamas, the goal scorer, goes into the book.
And you mentioned quite correctly that they had packed in that quality all in the attacking third. The attacking band was great.
Narayan. Now, was there a push? Total waste of an attempt. Where do Kashi go from here in tonight's match? Does Habas try something audacious? Or does he just let the game slip away? He hasn't risked his key weapons.
They still stay at the second position, but again, losing the advantage. They played one game more, and Namdhari, they would come strong. They would play tomorrow, Shillong Lajong. That is going to be a pot boiler. A fight for the top spot again.
Tell you what, Churchill brothers will be so happy with this result.
They would wait for tomorrow's result as well. And Namdhari, of course, looking the dark horse. They can always spoil the party. Can disrupt the apple cart. Panikkar is fresh, but very good challenge again. Nitin Krishna with growing minutes. This Malabarians are looking much more confident. In terms of ball possession, Gokulam Kerala having the advantage, and here was Karthik Panikkar unnecessary. That push on Chavez. And look at the number of shots taken by Gokulam Kerala. 16 and 9 on target. Brilliant this evening.
Clearly being the better side, especially in attack. And now they have a 3-goal lead to protect in 10 minutes. Should be comfortable, but what we have seen in the I-League, we cannot really predict.
Into the attack, Babovic, outnumbered 1v2-3. He wins this one-on-one. Set up, is opening up here. Should be finished. Just from the goal line, cleared away by the skipper. Sergio Lemas scoring a brilliant goal, making a lovely interception at the goal line. Excellent goal line save.
That is quality from Sergio Lemas. But now on the other end, Avelera once more. No look pass from him. And Lemas is back in the midfield. Extraordinary stuff from the Spaniards.
Yeah, great work rate. And look at the way he tracked back. Some pressure from Babovic. And your work cut out for Atul Unnikrishnan. He hasn't moved up so far. A change coming up. Arrival time for Michael Susairaj. And he replaces VP Suhair.
Well, looked better tonight. Adama Niane is also waiting, but he'll wait to come on. But also seemed like a change for Kashi. It is indeed a change. It is Ashray Bhardwaj who has come on.
And look at the way the Gokulam Kerala approaching the game. Anthony Reda having made the first change around the 82nd minute. Such overwhelming performance.
How sloppy.
Again, this is turned out to be one of the most high-scoring matches this season. The crowd having their money's worth. 7 goals scored so far. We've seen an 8-goal match. We've seen a 10-goal match as well.
Goal fest in the league. Babovic with a flick. Edmund in the area. Covered by Sebastian.
Pressure applied by Kashi, but not a very high press. Rather, they're moving awkwardly with less men up.
And there it is. Time for Adamaniane. He was not getting the goals previously, but then he got into the groove as well. And he will replace Sinisa Stanisevic, the hat-trick hero.
He played his part this evening brilliantly. This Montenegro number 9. What great work he has done. Adamaniane has scored a couple of goals. Now coming back into the attack is Kashi. Can they pull one back? But blocked brilliantly.
Tell you what, that is a masterclass build-up. Have a look at it again if possible. Twice the exchange with Edmund. That is the quality they need more of. I would love to see that attack again. Wonderful work. But the end product again missing.
Looking too little, too late, isn't it? Should have stepped up much more earlier. Gave away the advantage to the Malabarians.
Abeledo has gone down clutching his head. Should be able to seal this off.
May have Narandas that challenge. Climbing on his, around the neck region. He should be all right, a very strong man. Nacho Abelado. Truly outplayed, outclassed this Kashi, at least for this evening.
Susairaj. He can dribble. He can run. Vikas and Edmund are suddenly looking to have stepped up the game. There he is, Edmund again. Just running out of space.
There has been injury concerns for Anthony Lopez Abbas, as we mentioned. Haven't got 100% fit Marco Bako. Nigel for Janik Kauko. That might again bleed their hopes, the title aspirations, but still a long way to go. Here comes Susairaj. Attempted a right footer, blocked well. Beyond.
Not enough on that header from Avijit. Not their night, clearly. Started on a positive note, scored the first goal of the game.
Try to forget as a passing day, a nightmare. Bad day in the office.
He's on a yellow and he will escape the second.
Has to be very, very careful. Susairaj quick on the turn. He can twist and turn. The intention was correct. The referee allowed.
Very lenient from the official, because that certainly looked like a yellow card offence. But sometimes you do not give the second yellow that easily. And especially in the situation of the game when Gokulam is leading 5-2.
Perfect. I was absolutely going to mention that. Had it been a goalless or a 2-all, it would have been a decision against Byung. He was very lenient.
Excellent from Edmund.
Well, coming to the element, far too late. But still, more time left. 2.5 minutes of regulation time. 6 ahill.
Falling very lonely, I would say. Narayan. Where was Babovic? Should have been in the box.
Atul has done well so far. But he opened up. Right foot! Just a little away from the far post. That was once again a brilliant attempt from Edmund Lolrendrika.
Clearly been their only performer. Went for power, went for bottom corner, sudden snatch. Always moving away with that angle.
He went for the glory. Didn't look up towards Matej Babovic. That is what he was gesturing. He was expecting a final pass in the 6-yard area. Edemaniene is in, but not into the heart of the action. Kartik Panika. Babovic again into the area. Kartik took it far too wide and over the byline. Scoreline stacked in favor of the Malabarians.
Kartik was trying to run through, but he ran out of the area. And a triple substitution ready for Gokulam.
We are pleased to
Rahul
announce that
Raju to come in. And 2 more to follow. A bit of injury concern here. Babovic, little discussion with referee Ramadasan.
They anyway have a defender coming on, but the landing just caught him very bad, Nithin Krishna.
He's his left shoulder, and that's the most vulnerable joint in the body. He is all right. At least a thumbs up from the support staff to the bench, because these are waiting. Saurav is waiting there. Mandal to come in. So Abhijit makes room for Rahul. He scored the game against Tempo.
Well, Martin Chavez is also making way for Saurav Mandal, another of those new signings for Gokulam. And some game time for Rahul Jasbir Singh. He comes on to replace Nithin Krishna because he was injured. A last-minute change in that substitution plan. It was looking like another attacker would have been sacrificed.
He's called Rahul Jasbir Singh. So into the injury time, the second half. Can we have some magic from Kashi? 5 minutes at least to be played on. Babovic in the clear. Challenged. Referee not interested. And finally stops play.
It looked like a clumsy challenge, certainly. We'll have a closer look at it. Edmund had made the run. Looking at the man, looking at the ball as well. Just gets his body in a very awkward angle.
His landing was not good. He's trying to play the ball away. Babovic. down, but not out, hopefully. That was that clumsy little challenge from the new man coming in. The first touch, Rahul.
Two Rahuls on the pitch now. Rahul Raju and Rahul Jasbir Singh. He's all right, Babovic, big man. They're all celebrating in the stands, the Malavarians.
Why not? They have the ways to celebrate. Music. 7 minutes added. Been a lot of stoppages in the second half. Babovic should be all right. He sprained his right ankle as well. Some might feel that Kashi, the midfield and defense, ineffective, somewhat put out of gear. That was because of the high press of Gokulam Kerala. They conceded first but showed quality and character.
And this game is certainly going one way now, and that is towards the home side.
Well, that's the Malabarian way. Could be the second time on the road. Antonio Lopez, how our side is bleeding.
Conceded 2 against Namdhari, conceded 3 against Aizawl, and now 5 against Gokulam. 10 goals in 3 matches.
Of course, he would get back to the drawing board and the practice pitch. Stay strong. Some real harsh words to the players as well.
Just not enough from the side. Only in phases, 1 or 2 players, sometimes Edmund, sometimes Babovic. And they have seen the keeper out of his lines. That is audacious. And that is beautiful to kill the game for Gokulam Kerala. Ignacio Abelardo, such is the quality from the man that he has sent Antonio Lopez Abbas back to his seat.
Unbelievable. Now this Spaniard puts this other Spaniard back to the bench. Ignacio Abelardo, you mentioned correctly, just looked up, saw a great keeper of the experience of Arindam Bhattacharya, was off his line, took a first-timer, and that was absolutely, just look at that, almost from the halfway mark, and Arindam was far out of the 6-yard area. And what a great directed, like a Scud missile, went to the back of the net. Excellent stuff, magnificent, sheer quality.
That has to be one of the goals of the season so far. What a strike.
Undoubtedly. Of course, is going to be the goal of the season, maybe. 6-2, 8 goals so far. Is turning out of the second highest scoring match ever. This edition so far.
There might just be more. Sort of Mandal has seen a few runners.
We mentioned before that we haven't seen the last goal this evening. Could be some more coming. But it came from all the golden shirts. The one with the 3rd new jersey. Proving out to be so very lucky for them. And this man is dejected, shell-shocked, can we call it that way?
Tell you what, he is looking silent, but he is absolutely furious inside his head. He cannot digest losses, and especially in this fashion.
He is boiling, isn't he? Once again, into the attack. Damaniane, he can also score. Right foot! But Arindam this time had the angle covered. And that was climbing. Now, the heads are all hanging into Kashi. The shoulders drooping.
Power packed. Had it been on target, Damaniane could have picked another.
The official